Hey guys, and welcome back to Hayden's Art Academy, the show where I, along with my guest, struggle to draw 3 Pokémon from memory. Today's episode is an absolute pleasure to record, and I think you're gonna love it. First though, make sure you're subscribed. With your help, we can probably hit 10,000 by the end of the year. Hey guys, and welcome back to Hayden's Art Academy, where today I'm joined by Ross O'Donovan certified professional artist and Twitch streamer, Marikyuun, who I'm going to give the floor to say hello.
Hello guys, thank you for having me.
Before we're able to learn more about her, we're going to have to give each other a Pokemon. And I'll go first. Your first Pokemon is going to be number 299, Nosepass.
Okay. Alright. Okay, sounds good to me. I don't know the number of my Pokemon.
That's okay. I usually just do it kind of to flex.
That's fair enough. I could have done my research as well, but I didn't have any information. I see. You wanted to make me look bad. That's okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm all about.
I'm just kidding. I would like you to draw a Kricketune.
Kricketune.
Yeah, Sinnoh's most iconic Pokemon cry.
Yeah. Okay. That's doable. That's so doable. If my pen is gonna work with me. Awesome.
Alright,
let's get started.
So Nosepass.
Of course, I'm drawing on an iPad, and I'm using an Apple Pen from my mother that was chewed very aggressively by the dog. And so it works about 50% of the time.
That's fair. Mine wasn't chewed and it still only works about 50% of the time.
One of the things that I was really wanting to talk about on here was actually your just position as an artist or your setup as an artist. That's crazy that's like your gig. That's like what you do, isn't it?
Yeah, at the moment it is.
How long have you done that, like, professionally?
Well, as my main thing, I started doing it in January this year. So, because I've been a student until now, but I've been, taking commissions and doing it kind of as a side gig since I was a high schooler, I believe. So yeah, I mean, yeah, like PayPal, like actually making money with my art around high school, and then what I did was I went to college for chemistry. Actually, I was a science girl, kinda, or rather, you know how things are, right? Like people tell you like, oh yeah, you're very good at art, but that's just a hobby, right? Because you need to get a real job, that kind of thing, and you're just kind of like, yeah, sure, sure, I will get a real job, I guess. And so I decided to pursue like scientific field here in Portugal. Basically, when you get to high school, what you do is you have to choose like a field, and on that field, like you've got like economics, you've got science, you've got art, like a bunch of them with like pre-selected subjects.
Mm-hmm.
So I went to science, and I didn't really enjoy it very much. I mean, I liked it, I was good at it, but nothing really seemed to work super well for me. So I ended up just picking chemistry, which was the one I guess I disliked the least.
As it should be.
So yeah, that was kind of it. But I was always doing art on the side, and as I was doing my my undergrad, or like my bachelor's, I started to figure out that, hey, I might not have time for art if I keep doing this, like I might have to actually quit art, and I don't know how I feel about that. And that's kind of when I realized that something had to change, because like if I were to let go of one of it, like it would not be art for sure. And at that time I was already like making decent money, I was growing a lot on social media, so I thought, this is possible. So I ended up, finishing my degree anyway. But then took a year, just to focus on myself and to make a portfolio. And then I had a master's. I did a master's degree in graphic and editorial design. And here I am.
Oh my god, that's crazy. To have, I guess, such a intense undergrad.
Well, yeah, I guess it was. It wasn't that hard, to be honest, but it's not what I enjoyed. So that was kind of it. So I thought, like, I don't want to jump right into, just trying to live online or like make a living out of like social media and freelance just like that. So I thought, I'm gonna go to school first so that I can make this a little bit more how do you say it? A little bit more
Like safe?
Yeah, I guess, like, to give me also more time to prepare. I think that was mostly it. I needed more time. And that was kind of it. So I graduated in December, and then in January, my parents said, "You're on your own."
Does that mean that professional art's like the first real job that you've had?
Yeah, I've worked part-time, like, here and there. I used to... Yeah, I did a few side gigs, like, here and there, but yes, mostly.
How cool.
Pretty much it is.
And you've, I guess, for not having done it so professionally for so long, you've had some really big gigs. Like, you've done merch for, like, big Smash tournaments and stuff.
Yeah, I guess so. Like, I was actually really, really lucky because something... back when Smash came out, that was when I kind of... That was my first time like being in like an actual community. Like gaming community. I didn't really know what Twitch was until Smash came out, and I was like, okay, so these people, like, they play this game professionally and they're very entertaining to watch, and this is so cool. So that's when I started, like, being more attentive to that and, like, the professional scene and stuff. And then I actually started playing the game, and I started meeting these people from the community, and then one day, like, someone just asked me, like, do you make Twitch emotes? And I was like, no, what's that? Like, I had no idea what any of that was, but, like, I was like, sure, like, if you want me to, that's kind of... I guess I can offer that. And that was kind of it. I just started, like, making emotes for this and that person, and then, like, as time went on, like, bigger and bigger names started, like, asking me for emotes, and I started working with people like The Buzz, like Meister, Van, Mute Ace, like, these professional players. And I think that's kind of how, like, I kind of, like, got out there a little bit. But yeah, mostly I was drawing, like, a lot of fan art. There was this drawing I made with, like, all the Smash girls, like, all in the same illustration, and that one got pretty big back then. So I got like a bigger following from people in the community, I would say. And when one thing leads to the other, this person knows about you, so they recommend you.
The first way I think I had ever seen your stuff was the shirt that you had done for Summit. I guess it was last year, the low tier one.
Yeah, it was. I think November. I believe.
What a wonderful design. Let me just say.
Oh, thank you.
I of course didn't see it until someone else was posting about it, and I remember seeing you say that there's a lot of people who have stolen, designs, like bots and stuff.
It was a big headache.
Does that happen for a lot of stuff that you've done?
As far as I mean, well, yeah, I guess. I guess in a sense, like, sometimes I get, like, DMs on Instagram saying, "Hey, I saw your stuff, like, being sold here." I think the worst I had was someone who literally... So, like, my master's thesis was a webcomic. So I made, like... So I was doing graphic and editorial design, but of course I still wanted to do my art for school as much as I could, right? So something that I decided to study for, like, my master's and make a thesis about it was, webtoons and webcomics in general, because it's a valid design product, right?
Yeah.
So that was kind of it, and I made my own. So I had characters designed for that, and those characters, like, people on Instagram especially already, like, kind of knew about them, and I had a lot of fan art of them already. And one day I just received like a DM from someone saying that someone literally just like ripped off my characters and was trying to like make a Netflix show about it. But
Oh my gosh.
turns out it was just kids playing around. You know,
Yeah.
it wasn't that serious. But at the time I got like really scared about it because I was like, what the hell? But no, it ended up being nothing.
Your thesis depended on those
yeah.
characters being yours.
Yeah, absolutely. So it was kind of like that was kind of like scary, I guess. But it ended up like being nothing. It was just probably some kids just playing around. And yeah, they literally just ripped off the designs though, and I was like, I remember at the time I even made a joke post about it. Like I drew my character together with like their character, and it was really funny at the time. But yeah, sometimes it does happen. But that one was mostly bots because on Twitter, like if you make tweets like, oh, I need this on a shirt, you know, or I need this shirt, the bots just like flood your DMs a little bit, and like they immediately grab the design from whatever and post it.
I've seen some horrific shirts people have made, like abusing those bots, like
Really?
unthinkable
That's really funny.
things they're telling these bots to create.
That's really funny. I hope it continues.
It's I guess the best thing we can get out of something so evil, because it's not like they're stopping.
For sure. Yeah, you can't really win, so might as well just like have fun.
I'm also realizing I don't think I know what this Pokemon looks like. There's a lot going on.
I think it looks great, actually. What? I think it's super legit. I'm still figuring out like how my Pokemon. I think he's sitting, but I'm not sure.
I think you've captured his vibe though.
That's my goal with all of this. Like, usually I stream this kind of thing, and that's usually the idea.
Yeah, you can definitely
I just
tell.
I get a vibe.
What you're going for. Because I mean,
that's good.
Even though I gave it to you, I don't exactly know what he looks like.
Yeah.
I'm not the ultimate authority.
That's the thing, right? You think you know a design, you think you know a Pokemon.
This show has been humbling for that. Because my whole channel is basically Pokemon. Because kind of like what you do with Smash, you make one thing like of a certain genre or like in a certain niche, and that's what takes off. So a lot of people know you for that one thing. And so I'm the Pokemon guy, but no.
That's fair. For me, I'm a very casual Pokemon enjoyer. My first Pokemon was actually Diamond and Pearl.
Oh, nice.
Even though I'm old enough to play, like, to have started much earlier.
I was gonna say, I think mine was 2, but there's a bit of an age difference, where it was one of the newest ones when I was competent.
Yeah, for me, all my classmates, they play Pokemon, and my parents just never really wanted to give me those games because they thought, I guess they thought they weren't for me or something. And so my brothers, my older brothers, my brothers are much older than I am. And they got together one Christmas and they just gave me the game because they knew I was gonna love it, and I did. I played Pokemon Diamond so many times.
Did you ever play the remakes?
No, I refused.
That's fair. Vouch. They were okay. They were Pokemon Diamond again.
Yeah, they seemed to be okay, to be honest. I don't know, I didn't like how they looked.
That's fair.
For me, it's very important. It's very important to like how a game looks.
Oh yeah, especially something like Pokemon where the gameplay is so simple, half of what you're doing is looking at it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think so. Like, for me, I don't know if it's because I'm an artist or because I'm shallow like that. I honestly don't know, but yeah, for me it matters a lot. For example, for a game like Arceus, Arceus? Like Legends Arceus, for me, it I don't really know. But for me, I could ignore it, you know? Like, some stuff I couldn't ignore, but most of the time I could ignore it because the gameplay was just so fun, right?
Yeah. Are you thinking that you're gonna try out the new one?
Scarlet and Violet, probably. I think so.
Nothing has set you off yet.
Yeah, no, I think so. Like, I mean, the games. I always think they could look better because Game Freak has the money. I gotta say it. Like, they
Someone
could
had to
do much
say it.
better.
Hot take.
Yeah, it's not really a hot take. I think most people would agree. But I don't know. For me, I think the visuals in those games, they peaked with Let's Go Pikachu Eevee. I
Yeah,
think those games look absolutely gorgeous, and I don't understand why they didn't keep like going for that sort of thing. Especially because the game sold well. I don't understand.
that's super reasonable. They were very nice looking games. And hilariously enough,
Mm.
the like leaf Pokemon playing ones, because they were
Yeah,
Pokemon Go.
and they were a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun with that game. It was my first time experiencing Gen 1, which is a little bit embarrassing. But
I think there's
that
definitely
is how I
worse
experienced
ways.
it.
Honestly, I'd say they're way more fun than playing like original Gen 1 games.
I believe you. I believe you.
It's crazy how, for such a big franchise, how poorly the old games have aged.
Hmm. Which is interesting because the gameplay is exactly the same.
Yeah, it's just like, with a game that's so numbers based, changing one little number makes it so horrible.
Yeah, I don't know anything about competitive, but I think psychic types were broken in Gen 1.
Disgustingly so.
Yeah, I've heard some stories.
I think my guy is done. I think this is the best he's gonna get.
I think so too. I think you did a great job, honestly. I wouldn't even think of like drawing the mustache, and it's probably like his most important feature.
That is the only thing I remember about Marikyuun, other than his color.
I think I drew a mixture of like Nosepass and something else, but I can't quite put my finger on it.
But I think you did a really good job.
Oh, it looks very different.
I think other than like the eyes, I think you pretty much nailed it. You made his nose a little bigger.
Yeah, it's a lot bigger. I think I made it. Yeah, I made his nose like Probopass a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, you can't really be blamed.
I would say.
His nose is like his whole thing. So it's safe
I mean, his
to
name
lean
is
on it.
Nosepass, right?
Literally, Probopass doesn't even have nose in his name.
True.
If you want to go first, actually, for doing the next Pokemon.
Okay. Let me think. So you gave me a Gen 3 Pokemon, right?
Yeah, which I think another one that I have is going to be Gen 3, because I'm not going to lie. I'm a huge Gen 3 guy.
Okay, I think I'm gonna give you a Gen 3 one then.
Nice.
Okay, can you draw a Loudred?
Loudred. I can. I totally can do that.
Alright.
And I'm
Nice.
actually going to give you a Gen 4 one with
Okay.
number 485, Heatrun.
Okay. I will try. Oh god. I'm not good. I'm not good at legendaries.
Considering you had done this a couple times in the past, I was gonna give you one that I was like, this will be a relatively tough one.
Yeah, no, that's definitely. But, oh yeah, I can try it. I can try it.
And it's
Goodness.
probably particularly not fair, because I'm not gonna lie, Loudred is like up there for my favorite.
That's cool. That's awesome. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, one of my favorite Pokemon is Mega Odino, just because of his design.
That's fair.
Just because of design. Because overall, my favorite Pokemon is Azumarill, and I can draw an Azumarill with my eyes closed, right? But for some reason, Mega Odino is a Pokemon that I don't know if I would be able to draw very well.
Most Pokemon I like for their design, but I don't know if there's many other than the one that I'm actually going to give you after this that I think I can get, like, just from my head. But I think I'm onto something here. I think this guy... So, they just did a promotion at the Pokemon Center where you would, you get something special if you bought a certain amount of stuff. And the thing that I bought to get it was a Loudred plush. You said that you weren't, in gaming much, like, at all, but not Smash especially, so is Ultimate, like, your first experience with Smash ever?
More or less. No, so I did own Smash Brawl
Mhm.
for the Wii.
Great game.
However, I was really young back then, and
Mhm.
I didn't even know what a shield button was. Like, honestly, I was just mashing buttons against the CPUs. Even though I had two older brothers, like they're much older, so we never really lived together.
Mhm.
So it was just kind of like me and the CPUs most of the time. I think that's why I kind of stopped playing games as I got a little bit older, to be honest, because I
Couldn't
just
have
turned
anyone.
to more like social activities, which to me were meeting people online and drawing a lot,
Yeah.
constantly. Which I'm kind of thankful for those years, but I kind of wish I played a little more.
Yeah, I guess it worked out for you in the end.
Yeah,
And you're
it
still
did.
able, as an adult, I guess, to go back and experience a lot of those things, like Smash.
Yeah, that's what I think. And so I knew what Smash was, right?
Mhm.
When Smash for the 3DS came out, I did have a 3DS. I didn't have a Wii U, but I had a 3DS, so I thought of getting it, but I just never did. I don't really know why. I guess because I felt like I would probably have a similar experience to Brawl. Like, I'm just gonna be playing with CPUs and I'll get tired of it after a week.
Mhm.
Um, so I skipped that one, and then when Ultimate was announced, and I was already like, I had a Switch. I was an adult. I bought my own Switch. I could buy my own games, and this is actually kind of cringe to say, but when Ultimate got announced, I was in tears because I don't know. I've always liked crossover since I was a kid.
Mhm.
And Smash for me was the, no pun intended, ultimate crossover.
Yeah.
Because like Nintendo characters, I grew up in Nintendo. I love Nintendo. Um, so to me, when the game was announced and I was already an adult who could play online if I wanted to, and like finally experience the game, I was really like I was really moved to the point where I started like searching for for competitive play to see what people were doing, and then I found out that Smash 4 had a scene, of course, and I learned about all the top players and all that stuff, and I was really, really excited about it.
And you compete at like
Yeah.
locals in Portugal, right?
I do a little bit.
And you play, I know this, it's Zelda, right?
It is indeed.
How fun. What a funny character.
I love her, but yeah, the people don't really enjoy fighting her, but yeah.
I don't know if there's a character actually in that game that I have fought more than I fought Zelda, because my friend,
Really?
uh,
Uh,
he plays Zelda, and we used to play, so I used to have, like, online classes while I was in high school, and so we'd have, like,
mm-hmm.
free periods, we'd sit in this room and get out laptops and then do our, like, asynchronous classes, and
Mm-hmm.
that, for us, basically meant playing Smash Ultimate for an hour and
I
a half
see.
every day, on tabletop mode with single Joy-Cons.
Mm-hmm.
And so
That's a lot of
I think
fun.
it's unmatched, how much I played against
Mm.
Zelda. And it still does not get easier.
I think once you figure out the matchup, it becomes easier. I don't know what this Pokemon looks like. I never caught it ever.
I don't remember catching it, but I assume that I did. It was not something that the game, like, handed to you. You had to, like, find it.
Yeah, for sure. And I didn't know English when I played this game.
That, I guess, would not help.
For sure. I think that goes to show that just how easy Pokemon games have always been. Because people
Mhm.
say, "Oh yeah, Pokemon games have never been this easy," Like back in my day, they weren't easy at all. And I'm gonna be honest with you, as a girl who grew up in Portugal, they were easy to the point where kids who did not understand English in the slightest could beat them.
Yeah, there you go. You've heard it
So
here.
checkmate, Nuzlockers.
It's okay to enjoy things, even if it's easy. You're no less of a
Yeah.
man.
But yeah, I do compete in Smash. It's just a little bit though. Like for example, I think this year I've attended like 4 tournaments, and we're almost at the end of the year. I think the tournaments are like weekly or bi-weekly, whatever. But I just never find the opportunity to attend because I always have something going on, whether it's like my work or I'm traveling, or so I don't really attend that much.
Is most important is what you get out of it for you. So
yeah,
which is what's so fun about art in general. Speaking of art, even knowing what Loudred looks like, I think this is not it.
That's really cute. I think something is missing from mine, but I don't think this is what it looks like.
I think you've got the shape. You definitely got the shape going on.
I think he doesn't look very menacing. I think the original looks more menacing.
I guess I compete in Smash, I guess more often than you would, because I go to weekly stuff where I am.
Oh, wow.
And it's Donkey Kong, which is part of why the Zelda matchup doesn't get any easier as time goes on.
I've heard it's even.
Let me tell you, it doesn't feel like it. And the funny part about playing Donkey Kong is that no matter what you do, win or lose, people are happy to see you, like, on stream. Because people just love that guy.
Yeah, that's the complete opposite experience.
Yeah, I guess so.
I didn't know you competed in Smash. That's really interesting.
Yeah, I'm actually doing undergrad right now, and this is my last year, and so it's a tournament scene run by the college, but like it's open to everyone in the area, and it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's really cool that you guys have that.
I'm very fortunate.
In like schools, and yeah, it's really cool. I feel like it's gotten a little more mainstream because the Switch is just so popular, and the game sold so well. But I don't think like people even know there's a competitive scene, like, and that you can play the game more than just like quick play. So it's definitely not something that is like common, I guess, and most people don't even know how to, like, I feel like in the US everyone knows how to recover, at least, like,
oh yeah,
everyone knows like the buttons and what the buttons do. Over here I feel like no one does, like people just don't know.
It's like a whole different
that sort of game
tier.
Yeah, for sure. Like over here I guess that would be like FIFA or Mario Kart.
Oh yeah, I mean I guess there's still in like the States Mario Kart, but it's definitely not even like comparable of a scene to Smash.
I see. Yeah, but I don't know anyone who plays Mario Kart competitively either, but it's I would say like if I gave the controller to someone, to like a random person on the street, they would know how to do things. And in Smash, I don't think most people would. Yeah,
that makes sense. That's a good way to put it.
I'm trying to make it look cooler. It's not working. It is not working.
All right, I think that's my guy.
Yeah, I think I'm done as well.
All right, well, I honestly think that you did a really good job for such an obscure Pokemon.
Oh no, it's completely different. Oh, I made him super long.
You got like...
What the...
Once again, you can tell.
Can you tell?
Like
that's awesome.
If I had to pick a Pokemon, I would say that's Heatran. Would I say it looks like Heatran? Debatable.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. Alright, should I send you Loudred?
Yeah.
I think you gave him more teeth.
Yeah. I knew there was something uncanny about it, and it's definitely that he has a lot more teeth.
For sure. I think he looks a lot nicer.
Yeah.
Which is not a bad thing.
He cleaned up a little bit. Okay, so your final, and this is kind of me cheating as a way to make you draw my favorite Pokemon. I'm gonna give you Ludicolo.
Is that the evolution of Loudred?
No, that is the...
No.
Oh.
No, that's Oh my god, what is the Ludicolo? Oh, it's the sombrero one.
Yeah.
I got you. I think. I'm actually not sure if I got it, but I think so. Okay, and I will give you a Gen 5 one then.
Oh,
Could
no.
you please draw? No?
No, go for it. I give you Heatrun. You can give me whatever.
Okay, Leopard.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
That's almost one that, like, I know the design of enough, but it's almost beyond my skill set anatomically.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
Like I said, I give you Heatrun. It's my comeuppance to draw whatever you want.
Yeah. I can imagine like his pre-evolution very clearly.
Yeah.
Even though I'm not sure what it's called.
I thought that would be too easy because everyone loves him. Loudred.
Yeah, this is kind of embarrassing. I'm coming to your channel and I don't even know the name of the Pokemon.
That's okay.
But you know, it is what it is.
Yeah. Oh gosh. I just tried to draw a paw, and I'm not feeling confident in what's about to happen here.
That's okay. I'm not feeling confident either. I think this is gonna look more like an Alolan Executor than...
Hey, which is still pretty sick. That's an awesome design. I love the Alolan stuff that they've done. Or not just the Alolan, but like the different forms.
I think it's a great idea as well. I just think that it makes some Pokemon once again get more love than others.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I guess has to happen because there's just so many. But it's a shame that Marikyuun gets nothing.
That some Pokemon will get like a new form. Like Meowth has gotten a new form. I think in every region there's been new forms. Which is 2, but still crazy.
Yeah, it's twice. 2, right? Yeah. True. True, not even, like, Pikachu didn't get any. Yeah. Yeah, I guess Raichu, right? Got a...
Yeah.
Which is a base design, I love that.
Oh yeah. I think out of all of the, like, Pikachu line, Alolan Raichu is probably my favorite.
It's awesome. It's an awesome design. Oops.
I was gonna ask about your avatar, which I guess has become fairly synonymous with your brand. But is that just recently? Point, so. Was that just from when you started streaming?
So it's actually quite funny. So I started streaming around 2 years ago. So I was a camera streamer. I streamed with my camera, just me, myself, and I did, and I tried to go for like a stream mascot kind of thing, which is you know, this girl with like purple hair. She's completely different.
Yeah.
Because I kind of wanted my stream mascot to be this like squid character, and that's what I call my subs. They're the calamari because I'm Mari, so they are the calamaris. So I created this character which would be like a humanized version of those calamaris, and she was the character I used as a VTuber for a while, or as a PNG tuber, rather. But then it was kind of weird because like I was a camera streamer. Sometimes I used the VTuber. And my emotes were basically a drawn version of myself. So to speak, like not the VTuber, myself, the human. And it was a big mess because like when I started streaming, I had bangs, and then my bangs grew out. So the character on the emotes was different from the person who was streaming, who was different from the VTuber she sometimes used. So it was a big mess. And a lot of people thought the character in my emotes was Zelda, you know, like it was just like a big mess. And at the start of 2022, I ran a poll, or I ran like a survey, like on my Discord server and for my viewers, and I asked them like a bunch of questions, what they thought about the streams, like what could be improved, you know, all that stuff. And a question I asked was, who do you think is the mascot of the stream? Like, who do you think is like the face of the stream? And not a single person said like Calamari, like the purple girl I was using as a VTuber. And basically they thought the face of the stream was, you know, me and the character from the emotes, pretty much. Um, so that made me think a lot that, like, for me, branding is very important, maybe from my design background. But branding is something that is very important if you want to be a content creator, if you want to be, a brand, I guess.
Yeah.
So to me, it became important to create some sort of like consistency with that. So what I did basically was just decide never to use the VTuber again and just stream with my camera. And then, one thing led to the other. I was drawing like this big illustration that I didn't feel like finishing. And then I looked at the illustration and I was like, what if I use this as like a PNG tuber, like a new one? Like I'll change her hair color to kind of match mine. And I'll just use this because I think this is a cool design.
Oh yeah.
And I think it looks like me enough so that people can understand it's like an anime version of myself, but it's like a little bit more of like an idealized version, I guess. And I started using it, and it was people enjoyed it. I decided to like animate it and see how far I could take like PNG tubing, because I didn't know anything about it at the time. But I thought it had to be a literal PNG. And then when I realized it could be a GIF, things completely changed for me.
An eye-opening experience.
Yeah, it was like, wait, I can actually make interesting stuff with this. And so I started like playing around with the idea, and people really digged it. I still, I kept streaming my camera, all that stuff. And yeah, one thing led to the other, basically. And so like sometime later, I my Discord is growing, my community is growing, and I blew up on TikTok. But it's got nothing to do with my streams. It's all my art. So I think like I start getting a lot of artists in my community, and people want to like draw fan art of me, but they don't know what to draw. Like people tell me like, oh, I want to draw fan art of you, but I don't know if I should draw you, or if I should draw like the character from your emotes, which is a little bit different from you. And so I was like, you know what, you're right. Like it's a lot easier if you're a VTuber or if you're like a PNG tuber, because it's easier to have like a drawn character design. I'm an artist. It doesn't make any sense for my art not to be constantly visible on the screen, so I'm just gonna start like using. So Marikyuun was born, I guess. And then I was like, I'm fumbling the bag if I don't use my art, all the time.
Yeah.
So I just basically changed my profile picture on every social media, even if unrelated to Twitch. And I just decided to make her like my face.
Nice. I actually also found you, through your art on TikTok, so I'm just another statistic there.
That's interesting, thank you. Yeah, I don't really know how that happened.
Hey,
I guess
so much of it's luck.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, there's methods. Like there's stuff I figured out, and
people wouldn't follow also if it wasn't like obviously a good product you were creating.
Thank you. No, but there are tricks. Like a lot of it is luck, but a lot of it is also like understanding what works. Like for me, something that worked very well was controversy, but not the drama kind of controversy. But like I started talking a lot about my commission prices.
Oh yeah.
On TikTok, and TikTok is full of children, and children think
so
$20 is a lot of money, right? So when I tell them that my commissions are $50, $30, $100, they start getting like really pissed. And I feel like this generation thinks that they need to have an opinion about everything, and that their opinion is very relevant to everyone, including strangers online. Like I don't say this like in a mean way, but like
no, I know what you mean.
Like they really feel the need to leave a comment and let you know that you will never get anywhere in life with those prices, because like they're too expensive, and you could buy a house without money, like it costs a whole arm, like that kind of comment. And I started getting a lot of those comments, and I started like, you know what, let me start interacting with these comments, you know. And I was kind of like, people would be like, oh, but like, I know you gotta eat, but like, we gotta eat as well, you know, like, you gotta think about the people, because the people gotta eat. And then I would reply to their comment with like, yeah, but so of course people gotta eat. So do you think art and food should cost the same? You know, I started asking them like questions, you know, and like being like, oh, I'd love to know your opinion about the subject, you know, that kind of deal. Like, do you think art is a necessity, like food? You know, what do you think about this? And then like I started getting a lot of comments on my stuff, because like whenever I mentioned prices, there would be like the people who would be like super outraged and super angry, and they would like comment a lot, and then the people who would go and defend me. So it was like a big mess. It was very funny, and that's kind of how I grew. Just I started sharing my prices, dude, like for the sake of transparency, because I think it's important. Like when I first opened commissions, it was for DeviantArt points back in 2010, and it was at the same time as I was playing Pokemon Diamond, I think, or close to that. And I was making like point commissions on DeviantArt, so I was giving like these full detailed illustrations for like 60 cents, you know, because I had no idea what any of that meant. So to me, it would be nice to have had someone to tell me like, hey, your art is worth more. Here is what I charge, and people buy it. It's not for people to get mad. It's for people to be like, oh wait, this person gets away with charging this. Maybe I can charge a bit more, or maybe I should charge a bit less. You know, like I think it's important to have like a term of comparison. That's why I started doing it. But I guess the whole controversy of it was a big reason why I started growing, and that's when I realized that comments are just very powerful for the algorithm.
It's crazy what extent people will go to be heard, and how much you can capitalize off it just by like even just playfully engaging with hate.
Yes, I understand. Like at first I was like really stressed out about it, you know. I was like, oh my god, people think these things. I got a few comments saying like, oh, I'll beat you up if I ever see you at a con and stuff like that. Like, why? Because of my commission prices? And I remember I got like really upset about it, you know, and I was like, oh my god, these people are awful. Like there was a day where I just couldn't work because I was just so stressed out thinking about it. And then my roommate was like, like, if they see you IRL, like, they're just gonna not say anything. Like, what the hell? They're kids. Don't worry about it. That's kind of what I started doing. Like, I just started, like, playfully engaging, and, you know, and I guess one thing led to the other, and there's a lot of people who genuinely enjoy my art, and that's awesome.
The final thing I wanted to not really ask about, but comment on with your is the juxtaposition between, you know, the very like cute art style and the first thing that people see, and then coming onto stream and like the first thing you'll hear is like, I'm so f***ing stressed, Papa's Pizzeria, I f***ing hate it. And how you don't, you know, you're not really playing, I guess, a character despite being a PNG tuber, which is cool.
I've kind of been thinking about it a lot. Yeah, I guess, yeah, sometimes I think, but you know, I think playing, while my PNG tuber is obviously myself, you know, and it's not exactly a character, I feel like it's always a little bit of a character, you know, like when you're streaming, you kind of try to be a little bit more cheerful, you know, you kind of like, of course, even, like, I will still be myself, but to be honest, you know, I feel like, especially when you don't have a camera pointing at you, you can be a lot more free to do stuff, and I think that's very liberating. Like, at first I didn't understand the concept of VTubers. I was like, oh, this is just, you know, a cash grabber, you know. I was just like, yeah, anime girls, they sell, you know, they do stuff on camera, they act anime, and they make money. And then as I started like watching them, I started understanding just how liberating it is to not have a camera pointing at you all the time, you know, not having to care how you look when you're laughing, or how, you know, that kind of thing, like not having to cover your mouth when you're laughing because like people will comment. And I don't know if this is because like I'm a woman or something, but you know, that sort of thing I care a lot about that sort of thing, and about like what
Mhm.
people will say and what people will think about like the way I look or the way I act or whatever. And it was just liberating for me, and it's been a great experience so far. So I think I still play a character a little bit, but it's not as much as like a full-on roleplay thing. No, not at all. I think it's just me, but a little turned up, if that
Yeah.
makes sense.
I get you. I mean, even before we started doing this, I had to activate, you know, the YouTuber voice. The hey guys.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think that makes total sense. And like, let's be real, like with my camera, I would never be able to pull off an expression like this.
Oh my gosh.
And I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
I
There
just
it
think that's
is.
awesome, and that's basically it. Like, I don't know, it's just cool, and then being able to like use your own art to represent yourself and to like do stuff is very cool.
And I guess this also kind of goes back to branding, like we were talking about earlier, like being consistent with your brand, is I do not, you know, I generally try not to swear on my channel, which isn't like a personal, like, you know, I think it's wrong or anything. It's because I know of at least, I know one 12-year-old personally who knows that I have this channel, and if they heard me, it would like never be the end of
Yeah.
it. So like the
Wait,
second,
I haven't been swearing, have I?
no, you're okay. And
Okay, good. Like,
no, you're 100% fine. I was actually even gonna, you know, say, you know, like, and then just, but it's almost like not even the idea of it. It's just I don't want to give the ammo out, you know?
no, I think that's totally fair. No, but I understand, especially on YouTube, you don't know which video is going to like get viral.
Yeah.
You never know. So like sometimes stuff just gets out of your target audience.
Which making Pokemon stuff, it's big about that because, you know, kids love Pokemon.
Yeah.
And so you have to be a little careful knowing that. Because I'll get like DMs from stuff from like evidently children. Of course, you know, you should reach out to people if you don't know them. If you're a child, and they don't say it, of course, but like you can tell. And that's super nice. And then I think about, man, I really hope that I didn't say anything that like altered their development because it was so crazy.
Turn them into degenerates. No, it's great. But no, yeah, on my Twitch, I know, like I have my Twitch, at least for me, I think it's very separate from the art. I don't even think I'm a persona, like in art. I just post my art and people whether like it or not. But I feel like nowadays you can't just be an artist. You have to be an artist. You have to be an influencer. Like I say this a lot on stream, and it's the truth. Like you can't just be one thing. Like you gotta be relatable, and you gotta be talented, and you gotta be pretty, and you gotta be this and that. And it's not about the art anymore, if I'm being honest. But I kind of try to have it separated a little bit, because for me, Twitch is when I'm just like, you know, being myself with my gamer dudes, you know, like with my gamer. And art is just like, yeah, I'm, you know, it's my job. It's what I post. Of course, it's also a big part of me personally, because my art style is very clearly and very closely related to myself, you know, and my being, and the things I like and the things I grew up with and all that stuff. But first and foremost, you know, the most important thing is that I'm an artist. Online, I would be an artist first and a person second. That's what I would like. I don't really want to share that much, you know, about myself. But I feel like nowadays it's impossible, because you have to, you know, you have to be active on Twitter. You know, you have to post videos on TikTok. Like the drawing is not enough, right? You need a video, and then you need like a voiceover. And you gotta brand it. So
gotta play the game.
But I still kind of have to. I still kind of try to keep it separated, which is why my Twitch is just like. It's also why I kind of do variety on Twitch. I don't just do art, because it would be just more of my job, you know.
Yeah, which is a ton of fun, I think, I guess, both for people watching and for you to have something else.
Yeah, I think so. I hope so.
I think we're both been ready for a bit.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. I'm gonna bring it. Okay, I think your Ludicolo looks great. It's not
Thank you.
the most accurate in the world, but
is it not? I think it looks super. Okay, never mind. I'm just saying to your face.
You've got. I mean,
oh, okay.
A lot of like the core aspects are there.
It
His
really
shape
is a duck.
Yeah, I think it's a
Yeah,
platypus.
that makes a lot of sense.
And a pineapple.
Okay. Yeah.
I think a lot of my issue just comes from not knowing how to draw a cat, or like how to get the shape of a cat.
I think it looks like a cat. I think it looks like a cat, alright? Okay.
It's got the ears, it's got the whiskers.
Yeah, it's got the colors, it's got the cat.
Oh yeah, that's not too far off. I mean, it's definitely, I think, my worst showing of the day, but
It was also the hardest, I think.
yeah, ended off on a hard one. Gen
know,
5 also is tough. The designs in Gen 5 are a little more lost on me.
They are different. I feel like they had a big change from Gen 4 to like Gen 5, and I also feel like they kind of kept it. Like, I don't know, from Gen 5 onwards, it's harder as well for me to remember like the designs of the Pokemon, even though I played all the games.
That's all I had for you. This is now your opportunity to advertise all of the brands that you just talked about.
Okay. Let me think. Oh no.
You can write them down as a visual.
I'm gonna open a drawing or like something just to show here. I've got a good Pokemon drawing to show. It's this one. Okay. So.
Whoa.
All right. I should do my YouTuber voice.
Yeah. Okay. I'll give you your space.
Okay. Thank you so much, Hayden, for having me over. I had a lot of fun. So, for those who don't know me, I am Mari. I guess you now know me. Well, I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know. Give me a second. I'm an artist from Portugal. I like games. I like Pokemon. I like a lot of things. And you can find me on all social media. I post my art everywhere from Twitter to TikTok. And yeah, I had a lot of fun. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, and I'll post all like the links and stuff in the description, so easy access, you can say.
Thank you.
Awesome, so thank you so much, and I'm gonna hit the stop recording button.